So what height should you be tossing? Well, some coaches on the internet and in person will tell you that you want to make contact at the very height of your toss. The ball shouldn't be falling down because it's more difficult to hit the ball when it's accelerating towards the court, et cetera, et cetera. Honestly, I don't agree with that at all. And I'm going to kind of get into why in this video. First of all, when you watch a replay of those videos and they demonstrate, the ball is always falling when they hit. You won't actually find please send me a link if you think you found one, an example of somebody who actually literally hit the ball at the peak of their toss, and you're really not going to find it. The ball's always falling at least a little bit. Now, maybe it's being a little bit too nitpicky. I get the general gist of what they're saying. We don't want to toss the ball so high that it's accelerating really, really quickly by the time it gets down to a racket. And I agree with that. There's certainly a height where it's too high, but I think attempting to hit at the very peak of the toss is way too low. You want to give yourself enough time to smoothly and confidently make your way through your motion. And that's where the best height of toss is for you. Everybody has at least a little bit of a variance in the rhythm of their serve, and so that's what should determine the height of your toss. Now, that being said, where I kind of side with those people with the opinion that you should just keep it moving and hit all the way at the peak of the toss, generally speaking, I think players tend to take too long, and a lot of players will have pit stops and pauses. Some players they'll literally start their motion, stop here, and then toss, and then hit the ball. You've seen these players where everything is stopping, and then they're just pushing the ball forwards. That's on one end of the spectrum, where they could toss really high and just wait for the ball, and all of our momentum is coming to a halt in the motion. We need to find a good height where we're not rushed and panicked, trying to get everything in all at once, but also we don't want the toss to be so high that we're pausing, waiting, and then starting our momentum again back up towards the ball. I used to say that 6 inches above your peak reach, kind of full extension, aka contact point, is where the toss should be. And I would say for most players, somewhere between 6 and 10 inches is probably in the ballpark, but you need to experiment for yourself to find the right height that leads you to the most natural rhythm for you. Some players have a faster rhythm naturally. Other players have a little bit of a pause or kind of a build in their trophy pose. And I'm talking about professional players. The key for you is that you have a fundamentally sound mechanical motion with your serve, and the height of your toss leads you through that smoothly and naturally and in a flowing way, without being rushed and without pausing. So I strongly recommend that you videotape yourself to kind of experiment with this. Another drill that I recommend that you try is simply move through your service motion with shadow swings. First, spend a minute or two and ideally record yourself going through shadow swings where you actually go through a full speed motion. Try to find the most fluid, natural feeling rhythm going through your motion, and then experiment with putting a ball in play while maintaining that rhythm. This is a really tricky, nuanced thing, something you won't be able to just do your first try. But if you have a video camera there and you can kind of compare when the ball isn't there to when it is there, then you can probably start to notice the differences and kind of direct yourself in the right direction as far as how high to toss and how much time to give yourself to find the most natural results.